More of this guy. It's your lucky day. What's up, First Take fam? Thanks for hanging with us on Facebook Live. The conversation is going to continue, but I want to begin where we started the show. So we asked you, is it time to be afraid of the Cowboys after they won again at home against the Bucs? Your thoughts?
It is time. I'm a logical individual.
You hear that, folks?
I'm not quite as logical as Max. I still believe the Cowboys will lose before the Super Bowl. I still want them to lose because I can't stand their fans. I don't wish any happiness. As far as I'm concerned, I wish every Cowboys fan.
His best friends are Cowboys fans.
I wish every Cowboy fan had a miserable Christmas and a miserable New Year.
You can't make this stuff up.
But the deal is that Ezekiel Elliott is big time, and Dak Prescott is big time, and this defense is coming together. Rod Marinelli's got them going after it every play. I'm impressed with what I'm seeing from them. I can't deny it, but I'm still hopeful they will fall, and I believe they will.
Stephen, you mentioned Zeke. You think he locks up the MVP this year?
I don't think he locks it up, but I definitely think that he's got a shot. He's definitely one of the top two candidates for league MVP as far as I'm concerned. And I put him ahead of Dak.
Who has your vote right now?
Tom Brady. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care about the missed 4 games. The fact is that the fact that you missed 4 games and you still come back and do what you've been doing, apparently just throwing a football in your backyard with Giselle worked for you. 22 touchdowns, just 2 interceptions, a QBR of 89, a 90, quarterback rating of 109. He's only lost 1 game. Chances are they'll beat Miami and New York to end the season, and as a result, you're going to talk about this guy being about 11-1 on the year. I just think that he's sensational. It's undeniable to me, and I think the road to the Super Bowl is going to have to come through Foxborough.
Let's talk about the Giants. Quietly 10-4, big win over the Lions. They're both 9-4 coming into it. Obviously, the Lions have a legit shot at winning the NFC North. Do you think this Giants team could really go all the way?
They got a shot because, again, they're the team that beat the Cowboys, and it may very well come back to them having to derail the Cowboys. And when you have a guy like Odell Beckham Jr., this dude is a knockout puncher. This guy is a game changer. And the way that their defense is playing, I can't say enough about it. The question mark about them is 3 things, actually. Their running game, their offensive line, and Eli.
Lack thereof running game.
Eli. Lack thereof, and Eli in his inconsistent ways. And
he just plays fearless, which is a positive and a negative because it results in a lot of picks, but
That's
also
true.
Game-winning drives as well.
He can make it happen. He's already proven it. He's a 2-time Super Bowl champion. But let's also remember in both games, the offense didn't knock your socks off. It was the defense that neutralized the Patriots, and then the offense came through in the end when it needed to. But the offense was relatively neutralized in those games. They didn't have some big-time breakout performance offensively, and that's what we got to remember about Eli.
That's my alarm. All right, one other thing I want to get into with you is the NBA, Stephen A. We saw Tim Duncan getting honored and Greg Popovich saying that they were soulmates. Just talk about what Tim Duncan meant to that team and the league.
Tim Duncan's amazing. I mean, he's a guy, he's just he's a natural born winner. Ever since he came into the game, people don't realize this. There are 82 games in a season. Tim Duncan, the only time in his career where he won less than 50 games in a season is the 50-game lockout shortened season. Wow. And that's when he won 37.
Yep.
Even when there were 2 lockouts in his tenure. One was a 66-game regular season. They won 50 that year, 50 and 16. The other was a 50-game lockout shortened season. They went 37 and 13. That's who Tim Duncan is. When you're around him, he's a winner. And Greg Popovich says it best. Tim Duncan allowing me to coach him enabled me to coach everybody else. And that's what stars do. I mean, when you are the face of a franchise, when you are the franchise, if the boss can't coach you and can't guide you and can't discipline you and hold you accountable, then he has no shot at being able to do it with anybody else because people are always going to be resentful when the rules are different for other people. So the rules have to be the same. And for Tim Duncan, he never had a problem with Greg Popovich, employing the fact that the rules would be the same for him, even though we all knew that Greg Popovich was going to always stand by Tim Duncan. And so, to be a 5-time champion, to produce and to exude the level of professionalism that he put forth, I can't say enough about him. Plus, he's from St. Croix. I'm from St. Thomas. We're sort of homeboys. He's always been very, very nice.
Virgin Islanders.
He's a
Not a bad place to be from.
He's a great, great guy. and I'm happy.
Real quick before we let you go, we talk a lot about Belichick and Brady and that partnership. How much of his credit is also due to Pop being his coach?
Well, it's due to Pop because Pop puts in the work. Pop is always prepared, and Pop holds himself accountable just as much as he would hold anybody else accountable. And more importantly, in today's generation, where everybody wants to be about me, just like Bill Belichick, Popovich doesn't care. He doesn't want to talk to the media. He doesn't want to do interviews. I remember when Pop was voted Coach of the Year, and the joke was the guys that mid-court who joined him, they jokingly stepped away from him because Popovich wanted to give the trophy to one of them and just walk away. And they were like, no. They made
that
him,
says a lot about who he is.
They made him stay there and stand there and absorb the applause from everybody else because he's just not built that way. He understands that no matter how great of a job he does, it's not going to materialize into anything if the players don't execute. And so to him, it's about them. Just like to Bill Belichick, it's about them, it's about the team. And when you have elite individuals that make sure to employ that in the psyche of all the talent that they coach, it just says a lot because every coach can't pull it off.
No question. First Take fam, thank you so much for hanging with us. Stephen A. has his radio show, Sirius XM Mad Dog Radio, channel 182 from 1 to 3. What's the number if they want to call you?
Channel 82.
I'm tired today. I got to be honest, guys. I'm losing it. Yes.
It's all right.
And how do they call you? What's the phone number?
Sirius XM Mad Dog Sports Radio, channel 82, 888 Mad Dog 6. That's 888-623-3646.
This girl needs to take a nap. We'll be back at it tomorrow, 10 a.m. Eastern. We'll react to Monday Night Football, the rest of the NFL topics we didn't get to get into, and of course, all NBA. We appreciate you. If we don't see you, have a very Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Except the Cowboy fans.
Hello, everybody. How we doing? It's Hump Day, so you know what that means. A little time with MQ. How we doing? Did you guys all see we had Oscar De La Hoya on the show, and he made the guarantee that we will see Triple G Canelo in 2017. We'll see if that happens. Looking forward to it. Meanwhile, as I'm just babbling, please send in your questions because this is about you. It's not about me. Another thing I want to talk about today is we got into who would you rather have at quarterback, Tom Brady or Aaron Rodgers. Both the guys said that they would go with Aaron Rodgers. I'm going Tom Brady. Here's why. Besides all the postseason records, he holds just about every record. Postseason game-winning drives, TDs. Obviously, he's been to 6 Super Bowls, winning 4. But not only that, I think he's a team player. You never see someone leave the New England Patriots and they're salty about Tom Brady or they have a bad word to say about him and nothing leaks out of that locker room. And I think people neglect how important that is. The other thing I want to say about Tom Brady is regardless of who's around him, he still drives that team and that offense. I know last year, obviously, Aaron Rodgers struggled a little. Aaron Rodgers, I mean, we're splitting hairs here. These are some of the greatest quarterbacks ever, but without Jordy Nelson, he's struggling a bit. We don't even know who half of Tom Brady's receivers are outside of a guy like Randy Moss. The guy still gets the job done, and I don't think you can hold it against him that he has a phenomenal coach. Now, to your questions, folks. See, I see you people agreeing with me. That's why you're my people here. What do we have? Anything you want me to discuss? Do you think the Detroit Lions will win out? Who does Detroit have the rest of the way? They have the Giants this week.
Then Dallas.
That's going to be tough. Then Dallas. Then home against the Packers. The Giants game will be tough. I'm a Giants fan, so I'm picking with my heart there. So I don't think that they will win then. Is the Dallas game in Dallas?
Yes, Monday Night Football.
Oh. And then Packers? That one's so tough. I can't even pick those. I don't think they're going to win out. That schedule's too much of a gauntlet there. But I think they can definitely win 1 or 2. Should Lou rest the big 3? Here's my thing. I get Stephen A. and Max on that where it's not fair to the fans. Now the fans in Memphis want to come see the Cavs come to town, and they're not going to see Love or Kyrie or LeBron, but at the same time, if the goal is just to win a chip, LeBron is going to turn 32 in 2 weeks. He's played more minutes than any player in NFL history. I understand that argument as well. So I guess I don't have a huge issue with it because as a fan, I'm just concerned more so about my team, and I understand them just being more concerned about their record. And at the end of the day, what would you rather, have your team play in front of other arenas and other teams' fans or win the chip? We know what that is. Will I wear red tomorrow? That's definitely your color. Okay, I'll think about red. I'll see what I have there. How come no NBA talk? Oh, guys, we always have the NBA going. Are you kidding me? That's Max and Stephen A's favorite. Mine's NFL. I would say NBA is my number 2, but that'll happen obviously more and more. We're going to be getting into it with the NFL season once we get past the playoffs and the Super Bowl and all of that. NFL Rookie of the Year. I'm going to say I would have went Dak, and I hate to be a prisoner of the moment after he struggled a little bit against the Giants. I'm probably going to lean more towards Zeke now at this point. And initially, I think I would have went with Dak Prescott. And I understand that they're a run-heavy offense, but I still feel like Dak was able to lead that team, get the job done when need be. But I think I saw a little some little cracks in the armor there with that last one. What else do we have here? Sorry, I'm up in your face. I'm trying to read these. Why no Darren Sharper conversation? I don't think there's really anything for us to discuss there. I think we all know what happened, those egregious crimes, and he's being punished for what he did. Who would I want to have in my MVP list? I think for MVP this year, I think I'm still with Brady. I don't care that he sat the first 4 games. I think he's been consistently the best. I get that Aaron Rodgers is getting back into the conversation. They're on a 4-game win streak, and they've been playing hot ever since he declared that they'll run the table. Derek Carr's had a phenomenal year, and I understand he struggled a little bit against the Chiefs, and that wasn't his best performance. And Matt Ryan's kind of played his way out of the conversation. But I still believe it's Tom Brady because game in and game out, the dude still shows up. Regardless, what do you make of Durant's actual height of 7 feet? What do you mean? Like, do I believe it or not believe it? I just know the dude's a beast. My favorite athlete. So I grew up playing tennis, and that was my sport. We obviously don't talk about it on the show as much. So my favorite athlete is Serena Williams. I think she's the ultimate competitor. But if I was going to go in terms of football, all time, my favorite is probably Peyton Manning. And in terms of basketball, I'm going to go Ray Allen. So I grew up in Connecticut, big UConn fan. Obviously, he's in the area, played for the Boston Celtics, and he's so clutch. I mean, Jesus Shuttlesworth with the 3. You could always count on him. So those are my faves. No Jay Cutler in the MVP. Come on, guys. You already know what our show does to poor Jay Cutler. I actually feel bad for him. The end of the season, what do we have here? Serena. Yep, see, I'm with Serena too. What do we got? I got time for one more. Yep, played tennis. What else do we got? Speaking of why I know you guys are mad about Peyton. Why I'm waiting for you guys to ask more questions. Can we talk about Christmas shopping? Am I the only one that gets stressed out by this? Do you guys put pressure on yourselves like you're trying to get somebody the perfect gift and be all creative, and then next thing you know, you're getting them a gift card? Is that just my issue, or can other people relate to that? And then you're having anxiety because you spent so much money. Yeah, that happens to me too. That's why Thanksgiving is my favorite. Sorry about that tangent. Hey, but oh, you guys are funny. I'm not getting any questions. Rookie of the year, I'm gonna go Zeke. All right, guys, I gotta go. Sorry about this. Sorry about the slow pace here. It's just the way that the questions are coming in. I love you all. Thank you so much for watching First Take. Watch us every day, 10 a.m. Eastern. Any questions, comments, concerns, please leave them on the page. Also, follow me on Instagram, Twitter. What else do I have?
Snapchat.
Facebook Live. I got them all. So I want to hear from
Snapchat.
you. And if you want to leave questions, we can answer them. We can answer them for you next week. Have a good day. Bye.